down. We are back. Look at this guy. Scatta bouncing into your view.
Maybe. I think I'm actually taller than Scattaboo. There's not many that I am taller than, but he's got, what is he, Pete, 5'6"?
So he's taller than that.
Shoot.
So I get a phone call on Saturday, or I guess it was whenever the hell the game was. I get so confused now, but Arizona State, Texas.
Yeah.
And I was literally, it was after the kid Aubrey missed the second kick. I was jumping up and down, and my phone rings, and it's Cory. Now, little did I know, that brings us to our all-in bet section. Somebody had Arizona State's money line.
Oh, Pete, plus 550. I had it. I'll be honest. I had $400 on it. That's how much I had on it. It would have been a smooth $2,000 right there. I felt really good. Not at 17-3. I didn't feel good, but I'll tell you, when it was 24-8, I was like, something's going to click here. I feel like they're going to come back, because what I didn't tell you is I also, not on this show, but just myself, I also had a two-leg parlay that had the over at 51.5 combined with Arizona State plus 13.5. So I really needed that over. So when it was 24-24, I was sweating it a little bit. But man, I wanted that Arizona State win. They should have had that win, Pete.
They should have had the win. It was a bummer. That targeting penalty was complete. I mean, if you want to point to one thing that was just total, we had Roy Philpott on the show yesterday, Roy from ESPN, and he was like, they just need to change the targeting. Like, what is targeting? He's like, it's not the official's fault. It's not. He's like, nobody knows what it is. We don't know. Like, what is targeting? So they got to figure that out.
Didn't the commissioner now put out he's like, we need to rethink all the reffing football playoff? And I would be pissed too. I mean, Big 12 should have had a team in the semifinals. Arizona State should still be dancing.
You look great in that jersey.
Oh man, I feel good. I feel empowered here. I can't Scattaboo, my guy. Seattle. Okay, Kenneth Walker gets hurt too often. Zach, he's good.
He could be good in Seattle. I could see him being great in Seattle.
Dude, the Seahawk faithful, the 12th man there, we would be all about it. So
yeah.
You know what else I'm all about, Pete?
What? Tell me.
How well we did. Can let's go through this.
Let's go. Let's go.
Navy. Okay, they were plus 1.5. Gets the win against Oklahoma. Vanderbilt was plus 3.5. We picked them. They win by 8 against Georgia Tech. Dan Ingham, First National Bank of Central Texas, sponsor of the Pete Souza Show. We love you, Dan. I said Arkansas was going to win. Pete was doubting it, and Arkansas 13-point win.
By the way, big time problem. We got that the Navy bet in like just literally. The show went online and the ball kicked off.
And then it kicked off. Happened. We stayed away from Syracuse, Washington State. I told you it smelled. It was an 18-point spread. Washington State actually ended up covering on like their last drive of the game. Weird game. Glad we stayed away. And then USC, we were sweating that one. They were plus 3.5, and A&M looked in control.
Yeah.
And Pete, I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't hold this against me. I fell asleep. I fell asleep. It went too long. I fell asleep, and then I woke up and USC won by 4.
The game was so late.
Oh, so late, Pete. I couldn't do it. So anyway, we killing on college football. That felt really good. And then we go over to the NFL. Finally, Joe Burrow and the Bengals covered 3.5, although in overtime on like a game-winning kind of touchdown thing. It was fine. We covered. It was fine. I was in Denver, or I was in Steamboat Springs in Colorado.
Let's be
eating.
real.
Yeah, my wife Lauren and I at our favorite Chinese restaurant in Steamboat, just surrounded by Broncos fans.
Oh, really?
Oh, Pete, there were so many Broncos fans at this Chinese restaurant, and you could just feel the agony. It was just the agony. They were like, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. We're going to lose. And it was just hilarious. And then I had to.
Because they kind of have that here we go again feel again, even though they're decent this year.
Yeah, Pete, this has got to be, I'm off the top of my head, I don't know if I could do the top 5 here, but like this Bengals team, if they make it in the playoffs, has to be in the top 5 of that we don't want to play them team.
Yes.
Nobody wants to play them team because nobody would want to play that Bengals team with Joe.
And where are they going to end up? A tip of the cap to our boy Simmons. They'll end up in the Shakey's Pizza game.
They're going to
Shake Saturday, right?
Saturday, the Shakey's Pizza. Pete, what's our Shakey's? We got to find a Shakey's here.
We got to come up with the Shakey's for sure.
Shorties is Shorties our Shakey's. Maybe we get them as a sponsor on the show. All right, we did. We hit that, and then Mike Nelson, like our guy, efficient lending. he's you're getting a house, Pete. You're gonna.
There he is. He's down there. He's on the screen.
There he is, right here. Like, dude, get a mortgage with Mike Nelson. He sponsors the show. We took care of Mike Nelson this week. The mortgage bet hit. We had Raiders Saints under 41.5. I'm sorry, 42.5. They combined for 35 points. So that was a miracle that it even got to 35. Even if someone had scored another touchdown, we were fine. So that was hit. And then combine that with your fly Eagles. We said Eagles were like -7. We teased that down to -2. Pete, they won by 34. It was
great listening to the Doomsday podcast. They were doing like a whole
Matt Mosley, Ed Werder, God bless them. We love them because they're on our network, but sorry, that didn't go well. Didn't go well.
Long season.
So anyway, hit the mortgage bet. Mike Nelson was happy. All of his efficient lenders were happy. You're happy. It was a great week. It was a great week, Pete. We killing it. College football just swept the board. NFL killing it. Like our records now, we're up. I think in college football, I forgot to write it down, Pete, but we're up like 8. We're like, wow, we're above 8 games above 500. NFL, we're 3 games above 500. Mortgage bet, we're up. We're up across the board, Pete, with this is our final week of college football.
Well, yeah, of course. We still have more. Yeah.
And we have some playoff games for NFL. Yeah. But are you ready? You ready to dive?
I'm ready, of course.
Okay, I didn't know if you were ready. I just wanted to double check with you. Okay. let me reset here and see where I'm at. Okay. So did we pick the college football playoff? I didn't even say those real quick. Just because Scatterboo. We had Arizona State plus 13.5 covered, hit that. And then where was our other one? We were off on the Georgia. I think the Georgia,
that was tough. I was all over Georgia, and that was a rough one. I watched it yesterday, and I do believe I believe some of the scheduling change had a little bit to do with that. But also I was surprised. I gotta tip the cap to Notre Dame. They're better than I thought they were.
Yeah. I also said, my heart said Ohio State. Or my head said Ohio State, my heart said Oregon. And dude, that looked like a JV team playing varsity.
Yeah.
In the first half.
Sure did. Yeah.
66-yard touchdown, 42-yard touchdown, 45.
No offense, Corey. That looked like a Pac-12 team. This makes more sense. I was like, yeah, this is.
Hey, Oregon's built different, Pete. They're built different. They just, it's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year. In Ohio State.
That is very true. I've always believed in that.
Yeah, it's always very tough. So, okay. All right. We ready? We rolling?
Yeah.
Rolling to the next. Okay. So college, we're getting down to the nitty gritty, Pete. So I had to look deep in the bucket and yank these out for our listeners here. Virginia Tech, you know who their quarterback is this week? They're playing Friday, I think, at 6:30.
Michael Vick.
I wish. It's his second start. They call him Pop. Okay, so Pop's coming in. They're plus 9.5 against Minnesota. Give me Tech. Give me the Hokies of Virginia Tech.
Plus 9.5.
Plus 9.5 with Pop at quarterback. This dude, he's not bad, Pete. He's a great quarterback. Right. You watch the game just to see how Pop does. We got Buffalo at Liberty. Okay. What's the name of the bowl, Pete? I'm trying to find it real quick.
I don't know.
It's oh man, Pete. We got to say the name of the bowl.
The Ian McCall Bowl.
The Ian McCall Bowl. Is that
Remember he was Baylor's AD and now he's at Liberty.
Oh, now he's at Liberty. Okay, so it's the Bahama Bowl. Close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Zach's nodding his head over there. Ian McCall, I don't know how you're going to do as the AD there. I don't know who's going to win, but 50.5 points is not high enough. Give me the over.
Okay, I'm looking at it now. Okay,
beautiful.
Dude, what about today? Did you have North Texas and Texas State?
That's where I'm getting. That's where we're in right here. Okay. Texas State.
Yeah.
Do they still have one of the higher NIL budgets? Wasn't this a thing last year when Texas State beat Baylor? Wasn't there more money in the NIL pot for Texas?
Well, no, there were just as many transfers. There were more transfers,
and that was two seasons ago.
But they've kept that going. They have I love their coach, the guy J.G. Kinney.
Yeah,
he is chosen to stay there. I'm a big Texas State guy. Something cool is going on in San Marcos. If you remember, they almost beat Arizona State in San Marcos early in the year on a Thursday night. They lost by just that much.
And Scatterboo played?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pete, I'm gonna tell you a little something. I know we have a quick time here. I used to own an escape room in San Marcos, right? So very familiar with San Marcos, and the campus they bring in a lot of I would say attractive students. That's just part of it, right? I think Scadaboo was distracted. Showed up. And he didn't realize how many students went to Texas State and was like, oh, they have the river.
I think some Texas State fans would tell you that the school might have done better if you locked Jake Spavital in one of those escape rooms when he was their head coach. Because he's a great offensive coordinator, but as a head coach, not so much.
Not so good. Well, he wouldn't have gotten out. So anyway, I love Texas State. I have an affinity for them. Minus 13.5. I was rolling with them anyway. So I like the spread line.
I like them a lot.
North Texas is going to get run. Texas State minus 13.5. We used to do parking at my escape room. We used to charge $50 for a parking spot. We're
really?
Right by the stadium. Yeah, by the stadium.
That's kind of like a real sleeping giant, San Marcos.
It really is. It's a
college area.
Go down there if you haven't been to San Marcos.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now to the big boys, or almost to the big boys. But Notre Dame, Penn State. This is next week. I think by the time I come back on, these games will have happened Thursday. Okay, maybe one of them. So we'll just pick one. Notre Dame, Penn State. Where are you leaning? I promise I won't switch where I'm at. What are you thinking? Notre Dame, Penn State. Penn State's an under.
I'm Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. I'm going Penn State. I've gone against them too many times. I've learned my lesson. Give me Penn State.
All right.
You're going Notre Dame just off the Georgia performance?
Well, I believe in Notre Dame. I'm a big, I get kind of stuck on the conference, which conference is stronger. And I think I have always kind of recently not given Notre Dame their athletic ability and stuff. I don't ever put them in the category of an SEC type team or a Big Ten. And I think they are. I think they are. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, they have the horses.
I'm sticking with my guns. Give me Penn State plus 1.5.
Okay.
I'll say this now. I think by the time I come on, we could pick this again. So I'll see if my mind changes. But Ohio State, Texas. Ohio State's favored by 5.5. I think Texas shouldn't even be in this game, Pete. Give me Ohio State minus 5.5. But give me liberty to change this because I would be back on by the time before this game happens. But that's where I'm at right now. Do you like that?
Yes, I do. I think unfortunately for Texas, something is wrong there. There's no way they had every opportunity to pound Arizona State into the ground. That should not have been a close game, and it was. And so they're not as good as we thought, maybe. I honestly, in the back of my mind, I was like, is Sark, is he getting out coached? The last 3 quarters of that game, I felt like there was nothing that Arizona State couldn't do that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
The Ewers interception there.
And that's why I like Notre Dame, by the way, going back, because I love Marcus Freeman, and he showed he's ready. He really is. He's shown that he's ready for the spotlight. And it could be his year.
I do like Marcus Freeman, too. He's a great head coach. I like these. These are good matchups. I think if you were to give me these 4 teams and say, which 2 do you want to play each other? I like this. Notre Dame, Penn State, give you kind of that northern grind Big Ten. I know Notre Dame's independent. But
it's so funny. People where I'm from, they love that because it's Penn State is Pennsylvania. And then Notre Dame, all the Catholics throughout the country think they can cheer for Notre Dame. So it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I love it. So, okay, now to the big boys, meaning the NFL. This is week 18, Pete. It's a weird one. Are we week 18? Week 19? Week 18.
Week 18.
I forget how many weeks there are. There's so many weeks. It's who cares to be playing right now, right? So you got to hone in on the games that matter, okay?
Yeah.
The Dolphins, so at 3:25 kickoff Eastern time, right? They'll kick off at the same time that the Denver Kansas City game kicks off, right? Okay. Those are the ones that matter there. Now, the Bengals, they kick off at Saturday, the day before, right? So these are the teams vying for that last playoff, right? Broncos, Dolphins, Bengals. So we're going to stick with these for our 2 picks here. Give a Dolphins plus 1.5. Okay. I think the line, they clearly should not be an underdog to the Jets, but I think this is being affected by what? The Bengals, if they go and win Saturday, then
possibly, yes. Possibly, yes.
I think it doesn't matter I think Devon Achane wants to go play. I think Huntley is a decent enough backup quarterback for the Dolphins. The Jets, they're done, right? They want to be done. So give me Dolphins plus 1.5.
Okay, you like the Dolphins plus 1.5?
I like the Dolphins plus 1.5. I think the Jets are enough of a dumpster fire right now that the Dolphins could roll out their season.
What about Rodgers' last game?
Oh, Rodgers' last game I don't know. Have you watched the Netflix?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, he's the most narcissistic person of all time, but it's entertaining.
It's entertaining. He doesn't deserve to win this game. The Dolphins are going to come in and win this game. I know the conditions may not be great in New York. I get it. Yeah. They have the team to still get this done. Just the running game alone. So give me Dolphins plus 1.5. And then I'm riding with them, Pete. They got me through last week in overtime. Joe Burrow, he's coming in the studio later. Hey, Joe, he's here. I'm joking. Bengals minus 2.5. Riding with them, Pete. The Steelers, I don't know what's going on with the Steelers. They don't even need this game right now. I think if they did, I don't think Russell Wilson would deliver. I don't believe in Justin Fields unless Mike Tomlin can go throw the ball. I don't know who their quarterback. So give me Bengals minus 2.5. I don't understand. This seems like the easiest bet of the season.
It does, but we'll see. It really does. But
they play early. That there was a scenario earlier in the year on our betting show where we knew this team gets to perform first. Oh, it was Colorado. It was all the ties with the Big 12 championship stuff. Colorado went first on Friday night and got the big win.
And they destroyed. Like they won by like 60 points. Yeah,
destroyed. It was crazy. So Bengals minus 2.5 because they get their first shot. Okay. And then efficient lending mortgage. Boom.
There it is.
Opposite Mike Nelson. We got your back. We got everybody's back that's getting mortgages with you. The mortgage bet, Carolina at Atlanta, 48.5.
Well, hold on. Hey, hold on. Mike just said he can't do this one. He's only licensed in Colorado, Texas, and Florida. So it's got to be schools from. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, thank God. Okay. I was getting a little worried. I got to get on my phone here. Carolina at Atlanta. 48.5 is the spread, is the over-under. I want over, but give me 43.5. Remember, we teased. So tease it down 5 points, 43.5. Atlanta needs this game, right? Yeah. They're still vying for a playoff spot. Carolina can sling the ball around. There's going to be a lot of points scored right here. The Carolina defense gave up 48 points to Tampa. Yeah. So, Atlanta can score points too. So this will be fine. 43.5 over. Then you got Bears at Packers. Game doesn't really matter for either team, right? Yeah. Give me under 46.5. Outside at Green Bay. Green Bay's defense, Pete, is one of the best defenses in the NFL. I don't think the Bears come in here and just put up a bunch of points, even with the Packers not really caring about the game.
Yeah.
The Packers care about beating the Bears. They're right. They're rivals. They what's the old Pedro Martinez line?
They're your daddies.
Call the Yankees my daddies. The Bears say, call the Packers my daddies. Under 46.5 Packers Bears. That's going to be a mortgage bet. Under 46. That's it. That's
all. That's everything this week.
That's what we got, Pete. That's where we're at right now. Now next week will be fun because it'll be NFL playoffs.
Dude, now let me ask you, any thoughts about like sprinkling in some NBA and some college? Like,
do you want me to? I'm ready. I'm ready. We can talk. We can go NBA. The Nuggets are a great lot of value in Denver right now because they haven't been playing super well. They've been injured. You can get Denver like home games like minus 6.5. Dude, Jokic, I'm sorry. Jokic will cover that spread 9 times out of 10.
Okay, so we both do NBA. We don't have time to do it today. This is our little secret. So for my basketball game, I got to talk to Utah's head coach at 11:30. So the head coach of Utah basketball has been waiting on all-in bets to finish before we can call him. That's the first.
That's what it is. Okay, wait, real quick. It's Utah. Utah what?
We can't. Utah, Texas Tech.
Utah,
I'm
Texas
not touching
Tech.
this.
Texas Tech.
Yeah.
This is tonight? This is tomorrow?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Utah, Texas Tech. It doesn't even give me the line right here. I don't even know why.
Good.
Why
That's
doesn't it
God
give me the
doing
line?
for us what we can't do for ourselves. Trying to keep my job. All right.
Come on, Utah.
Okay. Cory Dickman, all in bets.
It's got a blue.
We'll keep it rolling. We'll see you next week.